everyone, welcome back to the channel for a review on the Hot Toys DX42 Joaquin Phoenix Joker with sculpted hair, not the artisan version. Too much money, don't trust artisan hair. Seen too many people with hair coming unglued and just getting really messy looking. And plus, I have the old original Hot Toys DX Jack Nicholson Joker from the '89 Batman film. He's got sculpted hair, and I've got the DX42 Heath Ledger Dark Knight Hot Toys figure. He's got sculpted hair. So now I have the Joaquin Phoenix DX Joker Hot Toys figure, and he has sculpted hair, so they all will go together quite nicely, and that should make for an interesting video in the future. I'll also do a big comparison between this Hot Toys Joaquin Phoenix Joker and the Inart version separately from this review. So I hope you enjoy this video, folks. Drop a like on it for me so more people will find the channel. Appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333. I do love the colouring of this box. It kind of reminds me of like the Irish flag or Boston or something, just the colours. I think it's different from the artisan box. I think that's more red. I really like the colour of this box. We'll just give a little shout out to the eBay seller that I got this from. He was very friendly, very helpful. There he is there, check him out. He's got some other bits for sale. Okay, so you remove the kind of big cardboard slip cover. It kind of goes in sideways, and then the first thing you'll see is some really nice shots of the figure. I mean, this is sculpted hair, but it's the same with the DX42 Heath Ledger Joker. From certain distances it really looks convincing as rooted hair, but I just like not having to worry about that, you know. I mean, I love the Inart version. We're going to get into that with the comparison video, but I do always get nervous every time I have to move his eyes and fiddle with the hair. Right, we're about to see him for the first time here, folks. So, ooh, there he is. That looked good already. That looked good. Let me zoom in. Yeah. Even though I've seen so many iterations of this figure over the years, I'm still very excited to finally see the Hot Toys version. Alright. Wow. That looks really real already. Color of the suit, okay. I'm very curious to see the differences in tone between this and the Inart version. Okay, so let me just zoom out for a sec. Okay, you got nice. I love the color. Put on a happy face. Yep. Okay. DX42. Alright, that's wonder there you got all the stage and stuff. I did watch Justin's review. I was debating whether I should watch his review before I film mine. I kind of skimmed through it because I really need to get on with this tonight. But I did see Justin mention about this area, like the hips, and yeah, I'm wondering if that's going to bother me during the course of this review. But let's get him out. I'll move him around the room a bit. Let's see. And you got the Inart version up here. And quick look at them. I just want to see the tone of the suit. It's not as different as I thought it would be. I think I just knocked his cigarette out of his hand. That's going to be fun trying to find that. Oh. Yeah, I found his cigarette eventually. Yeah, looking good. Sculpted hair looks great to me. And I have extended the neck as long as it will go, and he still looks like he could do with just a fraction of a longer neck, but it is something my eyes kind of go into every now and then when I look at him. And the size of his chest and the width of his shoulders and stuff like that, he looks a little bit just like your average build kind of dude, to be honest. Whereas the Inart one very much looks like an accurate kind of frame, skinny, very skinny Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. But we'll see what happens here. I don't know. I really like the head sculpt. I like the suit a lot. I've heard the hands are a nightmare to change over because of the silly, clasps things on his shirt cuffs. Should be just magnets, and they should just do magnet eye rolling system from now on with the artisans. I mean, might be a bit fiddly for some people, but just use a magnet, to move the eyes. I've seen other companies do it now, and it just means you don't have to keep dicking about with the hair. Well, that's cool. The curtain here had two long kind of clear plastic rods going through it, and at first I put in the Murray Franklin sign. It was really wobbling. I was like, oh, that's not good. But those two plastic rods that you originally get holding that straight, they plug in at the back, and then they plug in at the back here and hold everything nice and secure. So it's pretty cool. It's multi-parted, and I am definitely wondering if I can combine the Inart diorama with this one to make it even bigger and wider. I'll try that at some point for you. I've got the applause sign lit up nicely with the cable attached at the back. It's very easy to assemble, and it does look very nice when it's all put together. They only gave you one cigarette. I think that's really cheap. I'm pretty sure even the third-party companies used to give you at least 3 of them. I know Inart gave you quite a few. You only get 1 cigarette, folks, so be very careful not to lose that. Could have at least given you 3 of them. And you get some really decent looking hands. And you get the notebook, which is folded up, so you don't get one that you can read. You get a plastic gun, not a metal one, and the mask looks pretty decent. The base is made up of a few different sections. You got the base itself, the carpet section, the chair, the Live with Murray Franklin wall, and it all attaches together with the applause sign and the lights above and the curtain, and should fit into a D12, possibly without the bit at the very top. I don't know how you do that, to be honest. It might fit. I'll have to measure this for you. I'll measure it for you now from top to bottom, just to let you know how tall it is. Well, to the very top of those lights, it's almost 20 inches tall. Almost 20. So I'm not sure if that will fit in. I don't have a D12 myself, but that's the info for you. I just don't think he looks skinny enough. Every time I look at him, that's what my brain keeps going to, is the chest area. He just doesn't look anywhere near as skinny as he did in the film. And when I look over at the Inart one, over on my shelf, even just from the side profile, I mean, you can see how skinny he looks. That's how he looked in the movie. And then come over here, he just looks like a regular guy. Even a little bit kind of tough looking, a bit hench. Not hench, but he doesn't look skinny. Notice this odd thing that happens. This is really weird. Like there's all this kind of, like I can feel the foam or whatever it is under here. It's way too much of it, and it kind of goes across the back here, and you can see where it dents in and then starts to naturally kind of fall. I've tried tugging on it and get it to kind of calm down a bit, but I mean, it's pretty weird looking from the back. I can't get rid of that bump because there's like all this kind of foam or something under there. I suppose you could try and remove it, but it's a bit early days for doing all that stuff. Don't think I necessarily will be doing any mods to it. Let's see how it looks from the side here. He doesn't look too bad. I'm just really keeping an eye. I mean, the head looks great, we're going to get to that, but I'm just keeping an eye on his proportions. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it looks great. Let's take a close-up look at the head. And I think the sculpted hair looks excellent from the front. You can see the seam from where you can remove it at the back, but you're never going to see that, so it doesn't bother me. A nice amount of detail, like with the wrinkles around the eyes. Yeah, see, I just think sculpted hair, folks. There's something. I saw a video by a chap, and he was showing a lot of artisan figures. I think they were mostly Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker. A lot of Star Wars artisan Hot Toy stuff all in a row. And as soon as the camera went to it, my brain just said doll. And I never do that, because I hate it when people call these figures dolls. He didn't do that. I thought it when I saw them. They're great figures, but there's something that just, once you get the real hair on there, and it's a bit hypocritical because I've got haired figures, I've got Myers figures with real hair, I've got various other ones here and there, but I just think when the sculpted hair is done really well, it leans a bit more into museum piece to me. Whereas with the rooted hair, the moment you mess with it and the moment it starts to get a little bit frizzy or loses its shape, it starts to lose something and becomes a little bit more doll-like. I just think when the hair is sculpted as well as this, you don't need to really spend that extra money on the rooted hair, and plus you can't trust it at the moment because we're seeing too much evidence that you can't trust it. I don't know about the Inart stuff because I haven't really seen any trouble with that yet. Obviously 2 different companies using 2 different types of glue, different techniques, but I don't get the dull vibe with the rooted hair on the Inart stuff so far, even with Paul Atreides. But I think this is one of the best examples of when it's just done perfectly. And all I had to do when I got this one out of the box was I just used, I think it was like a little needle, like a sewing needle, just something really thin. And I just lifted the hair away from his neck a little bit and just kind of separated it a little. That's all I've ever had to do to it, and I don't think this will ever get messed up looking, and it's kind of supposed to be messed up looking anyway. I never get that dull vibe from the Inart stuff that I've experienced so far. You know, I just think the level of realism is just off the charts. I really am looking forward to doing the comparison because it's going to be interesting, but I just don't get the dull vibe from the rooted hair on Inart. But from what I'm seeing with the artisan line, I think the Joker, from seeing Justin's review, I think the Joker's the best one so far, definitely. But then, like in the blogger pictures, I thought it looked fantastic, the hair. But I have to say in Justin's review, like in the close-ups, I could see like product. Like this, if you look at it closely, go watch his review. It's a fantastic review, by the way. Well done, Justin. But I did notice some kind of residue or something kind of gluey looking in the hair, if you look carefully. And I never see that on the Inart stuff. So I just think Hot Toys need more time with hair, you know, nailing it down, getting it right. I think they're getting really, really, really close. I think Inart are a little bit ahead of them with the hair stuff, hair work at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if Hot Toys by the next artisan perfect it, because they are always improving. So it's interesting. You got a lot of options from two really good companies. But just as I'm walking back to the desk and I'm looking at the back of his hair, the sculpted hair, I mean, that is sculpted really well. It looks very natural and real. Turn down the brightness a little bit. Yeah, beautiful detail, really nice strands. So I don't know. I think when hair is sculpted well enough, there's no reason to go artisan, to be honest. But, you know, that's just me. Who knows, if I had the artisan here in front of me right now, it could be singing a different tune. Oh, got a bit partridge there. Yeah, that is a beautiful piece. It is awesome. Let's get some more close-ups on the head. And let's check it out from another angle. This one looks really good. I just think the hair is sculpted so well, especially, I mean all over, but especially around the face. It's just friggin' amazing looking. This is a killer head sculpt. Really like the transition from his skin tone around the hairline to the white makeup, and the texture of the skin and all the little imperfections, little bumps. Not sure exactly what to call them, but incredible detail. The hair length is sculpted perfectly, I think. Let's check it out from the other side now. I mean, even his ear, it's incredible the way they've painted it, the whole head sculpt. And you got one little strand there on the left side of his head that's separate, that comes down around the ear, but you can see where it's a separate little bit of hair. That's a bit unfortunate. I only just noticed that now though. Didn't see that when I was looking straight at him, even when I was holding him in my hand. But it's an amazing head sculpt. So easy to move the eyes, just remove the back of the hair and just move them. I just had them pointed up a little bit here so I could tilt the head down and get him looking really pissed off. It is quite a subtle pissed off expression on the sculpt, and when you tilt the head forward and bring the eyes up, he looks really crazy. And it did disconnect the neck and just kind of left it sitting there so I could tilt it like this. I tried to tilt it and it just came undone, so I just left it kind of just sitting. The collar's holding it in place anyway. But that looks really nice. if you've got the sculpted version coming, but there's a part of you wishing, you know, you had it gone the whole way, I don't think you've got any reason to be thinking that. I really genuinely do think that the sculpted hair version just in itself is a work of art, and it's just a lot less stressful to work with. Moved him again, slight tilt of the head to the side as well. He looks really just alive. Beautiful texture work on the skin. Beautiful colour to the clown makeup as well, the red and the blue. I love the way the eyebrows come through under the paint as well. It looks very real. Well, I can't get it to click back into place again now. But to be honest, when I got them on display, I'd probably always have it disconnected so it can be a little bit longer anyway. Like it is now. Just makes the whole proportions look a little bit better to me. You'd have to be very careful. Now we'll get a better look in the comparison video between the Inart figure, but let's take a look at the hands, the wrist, forearm area. See the veins, the bones, different tones of skin, and the hair on the arm as well, painted on. Some of the best Hot Toys hands I've seen. The Nosferatu caustic plastic hands are still the best I've ever seen, but that is more of a creature-like hand, and those big long nails of his. But these are very impressive. Like I said, we'll have a much better look at these when we do the comparison with the Inart stuff. I mean, that is good though, look at that. Very nice. You got the cuticles on the back of the nails and everything. It's a pretty decent looking cigarette. Not the best 1/6 scale cigarette I've seen, but it'll do. Clown mask is nice. The hair doesn't seem to be falling out all over the place like some of the third party ones. Decent mask. You've got a bit of elastic at the back to put it on the head sculpt if you want to. It's folded up notebook or joke book. It's a shame they didn't give you another one that opens up with all the detail in the pages, but you can hold on to that easily when he's sitting on the stage. And the gun is plastic, but doesn't look plastic. It looks like it could be metal until you touch it and realize that it's quite light, but it's very nicely done. No complaints with the gun. Alright, so I'm looking back on the picture I did with the Inart figure, the moment where he pulled the gun on Murray Franklin on the show, and I copied it from the movie, and it was very close. Just that hand gesture with his right hand isn't exactly right, but the legs, the feet, the position, the slight lean, you can really almost sense where he's just pulled the gun out and he straightened his arm just at that moment. So I'm trying to get as close to that with the new Hot Toys one, and I still need to tweak it a lot. It's not as easy as it was with the Inart, and that doesn't look anywhere near as good just yet, but I'm going to keep tweaking it and I'll come back to you. But that's what I'm aiming for with my pose here. Okay, well, I think this is about as much time as I want to spend on this pose, but I got it looking pretty good. I mean, it's just the slightest thing can change it. I mean, just moving that hand slightly, just the slightest little tweak can make it work. I don't think I'm 100% there. It was easier with the Inart figure, but it could just be a bad night for me with the posing. But I still think it looks really good. He looks great sitting there. Okay, so I've just combined the Inart and the Hot Toys backdrops to give me a much wider setting here. It's a shame that there isn't a third party Murray Franklin, because if you could just get yourself a little desk and you could set up something really cool. But that's the Inart backdrop, and you know, there's colour differences. Obviously the quality of the Inart diorama is very well made. The Hot Toys one, bit flimsy, but certainly looks good. But that's what it looks like when you put them together. You get a nice big scene. A little bit of the curtain as well. I've still got the curtains from the Inart to the side here, so you could even extend it even more if you wanted to. But yeah, someone make a third party Murray Franklin. with a second battle damaged head sculpt, please. Because that would be sweet. Alright, still tweaking it. Obviously it does help, you know, extending the diorama with the Inart piece as well. I mean, that shot right there is stunning. That just looks lovely. Definitely have to get a picture of that. It could be a thumbnail if I could just get the Life of Murray Franklin bit in there as well. But yeah, it does look very nice. Look at that. And they're just level with each other pretty much. That's the Inart carpet piece on the left, the Hot Toys one on the right. I remove the little bolt under the chair that goes into a hole here on the Hot Toys one, so you can just move it around freely. But that looks amazing. Another nice angle with it. I'll just get as much footage as I can before I change it. I love that. It looks bloody awesome. Majorly helped out by the extra diorama, of course, but the pose looks good. Let's get in close. Still tweaking it, moving around lights, because this is that key moment. This is the bit that we're trying to replicate here and get it to look as accurate as possible. And we're getting there. I adjusted things a slight bit more, looking a bit more intentful, pointing that gun with purpose. Yeah, it's looking good. Looking real good. Alright, I got it. I found the magic moment. This is the one. This is the shot. I'm having to lean in a very weird way to get this angle for you, but I found it. I found that special little moment where it just clicks. And it's just a matter of keep tweaking the pose and the angles and the lighting until something special happens. And that was it just there. Let me come right over here and zoom in. Yeah, that looks really good. I changed up the pose a little bit, just wanted to get him looking a little bit more vulnerable. He's got his little notebook with his jokes, legs on as confidently. I'm noticing, and maybe that's because I got him on the Inart base right now. Let me see. So I was having trouble getting his feet to touch the surface of the carpet, and it's still not quite reaching because he's sitting in that chair. That's the Hot Toys chair on the Hot Toys base, but I'm having trouble getting the feet to reach all the time. I didn't have that problem with the Inart one, but it still looks great. Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to go wrong with this one. I mean, it looks fantastic, and I haven't even scratched the surface. I haven't got too much time tonight, folks, so I'll bring you a post session later on, do some more stuff in the comparison video after this review, but I've got to get this review out. But yeah, he looks a little bit childlike with his feet not touching the ground like that, but that just seems to be something I'm running into when I'm trying to pose him sitting down. And of course the neck is still not attached to the joint, it's just floating on there loose with the collar holding it in place, and that's so that it doesn't look like the neck is too short. And something I've had to do. It's not ideal. I mean, obviously the proportions of the neck, shoulders, all that should be a little bit better. You might be looking at that thinking his neck looks too long, but if I push it all the way down, his neck disappears and it just looks kind of goofy. So I'm just leaving it unattached, sitting on the shoulders there. Alright, well that looks like the "You're Awful Larry" moment. That looks exactly like what they were going for with the expression. You can almost see his lips start to tremble and those tears start to come out. He says, "Playing my video, inviting me on this show. You just wanted to make fun of me." That's awesome. Alright, I just got him standing up again. Still got the neck detached because it just looks too no neck like when it is fully attached. I think it looks better like this. He's still looking a bit thick to me, a bit too chunky when he's standing up. I didn't see it so much when he was sitting down. Still an excellent, great looking figure, but definitely not as skinny appearance wise as he should be. And there is the DX42 Heath Ledger Joker next to the latest DX Joker on the left, Joaquin Phoenix. Heath is a bit taller, but he is slightly raised up a little bit higher on the bases there. But he does seem to be a slightly taller figure. Well, not just slightly, he's quite tall. So now I just need to bring my Hot Toys DX Jack Nicholson into the mix, and we can see all three major Hot Toys DX Jokers together. And there they are together. And it's pretty awesome. They've all got sculpted hair, so they all work with each other really well. And three very iconic, amazing performances of the Joker from three different actors from different generations. All beautifully represented at 1/6 scale from the same company, Hot Toys. Very well done. Did Hot Toys announce that they're doing another Jack Nicholson Joker? I think they did. I know they kind of teased it in the Batman pictures, but I can't remember now if they've actually announced a new one of these. I'll have to look into that, can't remember. But this one's still amazing. Moving eyes, amazing teeth. I've reviewed it on the channel, obviously. Check it out if you haven't seen it. But it is really cool to see these three standing together. Long time coming. I guess they haven't announced it yet because these are the pictures of the original one I have. So I guess they've yet to announce it. I could be wrong, but I can't see any coming up on Google. Yeah, I just googled all their heights, the actors, Jack Nicholson, Joaquin Phoenix, Heath Ledger. So Jack Nicholson was slightly shorter than Joaquin Phoenix, and Heath Ledger is considerably taller than both of them. So it's about right. Although, are they standing level? Yes, they are. Jack looks like he should be slightly smaller, and plus I got the Joaquin Phoenix neck disconnected to make it look longer, so if it was connected he looks slightly shorter than that too. Well, it's not bad, height-wise. I did just see on one of my posts of a picture of this figure on Instagram, someone asked if I could show him next to the Robert Pattinson Batman. There he is. A lot of people might do this because this Batman doesn't really have a Joker to go with him at the moment, but these movies did come out in a similar, not too far apart from each other, so they do look good together. But my Batman has a custom cape and an Unreal Toys collar, head and neck. Well, actually the head and neck are one piece. So it's still the same height, pretty much it would be if it was still completely stock Hot Toys Batman. But that's how they look together. Pretty cool. That wouldn't look too bad on display in your collection right there. Alright, and here he is next to the Inart figure on the left. I'm going to save most of this for the comparison. I just wanted you to see the colour of the suits next to each other. The Hot Toys jacket, the camera here, not quite capturing what I'm seeing with my actual eyes when I'm looking. Let me turn up the brightness maybe. They're very close in tone, quite close, very close. The Hot Toys one may have just the slightest fraction more vibrancy to it. The vest is a little bit more heading towards that kind of orangey yellow on the Hot Toys one. I do like the collar. Now we're getting into comparison stuff. I ain't going to do that yet. But anyway, I'll just show you these two side by side. There's definitely a big difference between the shoes, and even though they are the same height, the Hot Toys arms seem to be coming down longer. I mean, you can see here with the one holding the cigarette, even though the hand isn't completely flat, it's considerably lower down on the Hot Toys one, even though they're both coming in at about the same height. But we'll get into this in the comparison, so keep it locked for that. But yeah, you got sculpted hair, which I'm loving. I'm really enjoying working with that. And then you got the nervous to interact with, but undeniably hyper realistic hair with the Inart version. And we'll get talking about the likeness and all that stuff in the comparison video. It's all coming up soon on the channel, folks. But just wanted to give you a little look at them both together here. I mean, there's just something so real about the Inart one. Those eyes are perfect, like the color of his eyes and the life in them. And Hot Toys one, it's not the hair, it's the eyes I'm looking at now, the life in them. And maybe I do need to attach that neck properly. Does that neck look too long to you right there? See, the problem is, I was just talking to Justin about this, his head was attached, and then when I went to tilt his head forward it just popped off, and that happened to Justin as well. And when it happened to me, I just thought, well, screw it, the neck looks too short when it's fully attached anyway, so I'll just leave it kind of loose. But if you try to tilt the head forward, it will just pop straight off very easily, so be careful about that. It's not something I was ever running into with the Inart one. Okay, I'll just get some rotating base footage for you, and That way we can get a good look at the proportions here and see that area at the back of the shoulders. It just looks very strange to me. It is quite hard to get a natural stance. I mean, it is totally doable, but there is some weird puffy action going on at the back of the shoulders there, and it's just really throwing things off for me. He looks very strange. That's just the jacket, you know. I suppose you could go in and try and remove some of that padding. But the legs, pants, that all looks fantastic. I love the way you can always see the cuffs of the shirt coming through under the jacket sleeves, just like you should be able to. But the back of the shoulders, way too much padding in there. And I have fully attached the neck again for you folks, so that is with the neck clicked into place, fully attached. Yeah, definitely decent looking. It's just tricky because we've got the Inart one to think about here and compare it to, and that was a very impressively put together figure. This one is as well, but there's definitely more issues here than there was with the Inart version. I didn't have any complaints with the Inart one, and genuinely it just floored me. Absolute incredible 1/6 scale masterpiece. Get to the score out of 10 for you in a minute. I'll bring you more poses in the showcase video, guys. The camera is rapidly running out of battery, so there will be a comparison coming up soon and a pose session, showcase video, all that good stuff. So if I haven't done a specific pose that you're after right now, you can always let me know in the comments what you want to see him doing, and I can bring that to you in the showcase video. The shirt cuffs, the system they use to keep them closed is a terrible idea. It should have just been magnets. So every time you change the hands, you got to keep unhooking the shirt cuffs, and it's just going to get more and more loose. So I would have preferred that was a magnet system there. It's very fiddly. Shouldn't be like that in 2025. I wanted to get the jacket off just so we can see, is the body too chunky looking. I couldn't quite get it off. I don't want to really fully take it off right at this moment because I want to keep the cuffs the way they are with the jacket, and it's very fiddly trying to recreate that once you take it off and try to put it back on again. Yeah, it just seems down the middle here, he just seems too full, and yeah, this area here, I just think he doesn't look skinny enough, even, you know, with the jacket kind of pulled back like this. Let me just see. Don't fall over. If I press in here, now there's no space. I thought maybe if I press this material in and the actual body's more like kind of here, it's not, it's like right there, right where his body is. He just seems a bit too full. Okay folks, I'm going to wrap it up and I'll bring you more videos on this figure soon, but I'm going to give you my final thoughts and a score out of 10. Final thoughts, well, I'll give you a score out of 10 first. Okay, so 7 is good, 8 is very good, 9 is excellent, 10's a masterpiece. The Inart figure was a 10, that was a masterpiece. This, I'm struggling between an 8 and sometimes, even with the issues that I'm running into, still considering a 9 out of 10. I don't think a lot of the issues that I'm thinking of are going to be a big deal to most people out there. The likeness on the head sculpt is fantastic. The sculpted hair is fantastic. The suit is really, really nice. Really good. They did a great job with the suit. It's just the body, the proportions are not accurate to Joaquin Phoenix from the movie. But apart from that, and some annoying situations, like I just tried to swap over the hands on his right hand. The cuff, they're always fiddly to work with because of the hook. You have to kind of hook it back together again after you swap the hands. The one on the left isn't too bad, but the one on the right, getting it to reach over and hook back together again took about 10 minutes. That was a nightmare, that one. Should have been magnets, not these silly little hook things held on with a little bit of thread. That is annoying. That weird bump on the back of his shoulders, which I showed you earlier, with all the padding in the top of the jacket, is very strange looking and makes it very difficult from any angle apart from the front to make him look natural. It just looks very strange once you start getting around the side and seeing that weird bump at the back of his shoulder area. That kind of midsection area, because of the articulation to get him sitting down, it kind of hurts the look when he's standing up. But overall, a very, very good 1/6 scale Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I mean, me, you know, really being harsh about it, 8 out of 10, which is very good, which is still a really high score. But considering most folks out there who just want a decent 1/6 scale Hot Toys Joaquin Phoenix, you finally have it, and you could easily give this a 9 out of 10. So either an 8 or a 9, depending on how, you know, fussy you are. I'm going to go with about an 8 out of 10, but I wouldn't blame anyone for giving it a 9. I wouldn't give it a 10 because he just doesn't have the proportions he should have. And there's some other little fiddly things here and there, but a very nice diorama, beautiful package, all of it. Yeah, easy 8.5, 9 out of 10. Definitely a must get. If you haven't got the Inart version, definitely get this one. Or if you want a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, museum worthy, creepy, chilling down your spine representation of this Joker in 1/6 scale, then get the Inart, because you will not believe what you see in front of you. This didn't give me as many of those moments. I did manage to get a few moments on camera where it kind of freaked me out and gave me the chills because he looked very real, but they were very few and far between compared to when I filmed the Inart figure, which was just for 8 days, man, between the very first video with the Inart 4-pack, the unboxing, all the individual reviews on each figure, the showcase videos and everything else. I spent 8 days with those figures non-stop filming and editing, and there were so many moments where I was blown away and creeped out by how real they were. I didn't get as many of those moments with this figure, but it certainly is capable of them. You know, in the right lighting, certain angles, certain poses can look very real. So yeah, an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. Definitely could have been a bit better, could have given you 2 head sculpts, but still an excellent figure, and I definitely would recommend it if you don't have a Joaquin Phoenix Joker yet. This will go nicely with the rest of your Hot Toys DC collection. So yes, keep an eye on the channel for the comparison video and showcase video coming up soon, and I'll include a little bit of natural light footage in this review for you as well, which I've probably already shown you just outdoors so you can see how it looks in the daylight. But yeah, a fantastic piece. Not perfect, but definitely worth picking up if you don't have one of these Jokers in your collection already. You won't be disappointed. So drop a like on the video for me, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments. Always love to hear from you, know what you're thinking. Chime in and check me out on Instagram for all the pictures, and look out for more cool stuff coming up on the channel soon. Some really exciting things coming up very soon for you, so I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.